Are you guys ready for the most horrific grammar that exists in the German language? Are you sure? It won't be pretty. Okay, since you asked for it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about der, die, das, the articles. Which one is the correct one, and if there is a way to learn them without learning them. I do have some experience in teaching der, die, das to various students from A1 to C1, from 12 years old to 26, 7 years old, or even older. And they all struggle. I must say, it's never been the case that they are like, oh wow, this is so easy, I can do this automatically. It just doesn't work that way. So this is our topic today. Before we start, here are a couple of rules. I always give them to my students. Some of them receive it, some don't. First one, do not panic. It is right that the articles make or break a good sentence, but do not see it as a horrible thing you have to do. See it more as a game, especially if you are just starting learning. Maybe you talk with friends or other German colleagues or whatever, and they say, yeah, the article, they always do it wrong. The German learners, it really sounds stupid or stuff like that. Maybe you have some insight already, but don't let it scare you. And my second advice, when you learn a new noun, learn it immediately with der, die, das. It will make it so much easier for you, for your teachers, for your German friends, for everybody, if you start with this clear mindset that you have to learn der, die, or das with every noun there is. There are some rules for a bunch of word groups. We will check them out today, of course, and this will make your learning easier because not everything has to be learned by heart. There are some exceptions. First of all, what are we doing? Nomen und Artikel im Nominativ. This is actually a A1 grammar, so it's super easy. It's a basic, but I cannot tell you how many B2, C1 students do this wrong. It's no shame in that. It just happens. It's hard. I totally get it. We have to separate the articles in definite and indefinite. Definite means in German bestimmt. Der bestimmte Artikel, the definite article. We will focus on this one for now. Der, masculine. Die, feminine. Das, neutral. And for plural, it is die. So you can see immediately the feminine one and the plural one sounds the same. Not the best way to start, I know. If we have a thing, let's call it a substantive or a noun, for example, Baum, a tree, we always have to write it in a capital letter. I cannot remember of any noun in the German language that is written in a not capital letter. Maybe you have an idea. If you do, write it in the comments, but there shouldn't be one. Always capital letter. And then, of course, we have to know, is it male, female, neutral? Spoiler alert, it is male. Der Baum. So this is the basic on how we write a noun with the article that gives the grammarly gender. Don't focus on the plural for now. We will do this in another video. Okay, so now we have der Baum. We can say the tree is big. Der Baum ist groß. Okay, perfect. But how do we know if it is masculine, feminine, or neutral? Two options. Either it belongs to one of the word groups I referred before, which it doesn't, just saying. Or the second one, you have to learn it by heart. The indefinite article, so that tree becomes a tree. Der Baum becomes ein Baum. Was ist das? Das ist ein Baum. What is that? That is a tree. Now we need a female noun, because without it, we don't have the female article. Eine Uhr. Die Uhr the watch. Die Uhr ist teuer. The watch is expensive. Das ist eine Uhr. That is a watch. And something neutral, the book, which was a vocabulary last video, I think, becomes again ein. So, same game. Das Buch, it's neutral. The book, das Buch ist dick. The book is thick, it's big. Das ist ein Buch. Okay, I did it with a color scheme. Sorry, I went super stereotypical. So, der, the masculine form, I made it blue. So we have the noun, we know it's male. Der Baum. Okay, der Baum ist grün. The tree is green. If we have the tree, it is definite because we're talking about something we know, grammarly speaking, of course. And indefinite, this is a tree, das ist ein Baum. Die Uhr, female, die Uhr ist teuer, for example, the watch is expensive, das ist eine Uhr, this is a watch, indefinite. And the last one, das Buch, the book, neutral. Das Buch ist dick. The book is thick or big. Das ist ein Buch. So again, as the masculine one, it becomes again ein. So the only difference is the female one here. The article die is also for the plural, right? So even though we don't make examples today, I want to give you at least one sentence. Die Bäume sind grün. The trees are green. Die Uhren sind teuer. The watches are expensive. Die Bücher sind interessant. The books are interesting. Die has nothing to do with the gender, the grammar gender. It is plural. If you want to use the plural with an indefinite article, you're in luck because it doesn't have one. You just cut the article out in total. We have here a nice example. Was ist das? What is that? Das sind Bücher. Those are books. In general, right? No definition here. So we don't need any article. If you want to say, nowadays books are so expensive. Heutzutage means nowadays. Heutzutage sind Bücher so teuer. Okay? It's a general statement. We don't say those books are so expensive. But for example, you're a student and you get your book list for the semester and you say those books are so expensive. Die Bücher dieses Semester sind so teuer. The books this semester are so expensive. So depending on how you use it, you need to put the definite or indefinite article. And keep in mind, the indefinite one is without any article at all. Okay, now you think maybe, okay, this is fine. I can handle this little table to learn, and yes, you can. But what about the bunch of words that are already in a system that doesn't need learning by heart? I will give you this now. We will start with the male one, der. Okay, first box. Männliche Personen und Tiere. Male persons or animals. So, of course, if you have an uncle or a cousin, it cannot be grammatically female or neutral. This means the grammarly gender is the same as the, well, it's 2021, so I should be careful when saying that, the biological gender. We have here two examples. Der Kollege, the colleague, or der Löwe, the lion. Next one, männliche Berufe, male professions, der Arzt, the doctor, der Lehrer, the teacher, stuff like that. Next one, Tage und Monate, days and months. So this is nice to learn by heart, so you never need to struggle again. You know every day out of the week is male. Der Montag, der Dienstag, der Mittwoch, and so on. The same with the months. der April, der Mai, der Juni. And now we have a nice little help. It wants to say everything that ends with OR is also male. Der Motor, the motor, for example. Der Monitor, yeah, the computer screen. Next one, things that end with en. Der Garten, the garden. But be careful. First of all, the rule doesn't apply 100%. And second of all, many plural versions of nouns also end with en. It refers now to the singular version, not the plural one. All this here is referring to singular. So if a singular word ends with en, it's most likely male. And things with ismus, der Kapitalismus, der Kommunismus, der Organismus, stuff like that. Female persons and animals are also grammatically female. Die Studentin, the student. Die Katze, the cat. Female occupations. Die Ärztin, the female doctor. And you can see a little pattern here, the in at the end. It's a good clue that something is female. For example, the female colleague. How do we say that? We know the male one is der Kollege. So how is the female version? Die, first of all. Kollegin, the colleague. Don't worry about the plural. And now we go to the patterns. If something ends with heit or kite, it most likely is female. Die Krankheit, the sickness. Die Gesundheit, the health. Words that end with I. For example, the bakery, die Bäckerei. But many other things too. Things that end with ung. Die Übung, the exercise. And the last one, things that end with tät, ion, ik, or ur. Die Aktion, the action. Die Aktivität, the activity. Die Organisation, the organization. Last one, das. Here we have the example for the most confusing thing for my students at least. Das Mädchen. Das Mädchen is the little girl. So people are like, hey, why is it neutral? It should be female because it says female persons are also grammatically female. But because it finishes with chen, words that finish with chen or line are also neutral. Chen and line are little additional words that make something cute and small. For example, das Haus, the house, becomes das Häuschen, the little house, stuff like that. So, and it's almost always, and if you have this ending, it is neutral. Next one, things that end with ment. Das Apartment, the apartment. Things that end with das Zentrum, das Individuum, the individual. And this one is more grammarly, the infinite, which means, you can check out my last video, we talk about the infinite. For example, we have a verb to learn, yeah? In infinitive, it is lernen. Okay, now we want to say learning is hard. So to say this in German, you need to make a noun out of the verb. You have to say the learning is hard. It sounds a little stupid in English. You can do this with a neutral article, das. Then you write it with a capital letter in infinitive, and you made a noun out of a verb. Das Lernen ist anything, right? Okay. It will be so helpful for you and everybody around you when you know this. Trust me on that. And we will do an exercise. With the help of the table before, try to fill in the blanks. The definite articles. If you really have the time, of course, you can also put in the indefinite, of course. Okay, we will start with correcting. Der Onkel, the uncle, it's a male person. Die Wohnung, it ends with ung, so it is female. Der Mai, we learned months are always male. Der Professor, a male occupation. Die Lehrerin, a female occupation, a female person doing that. Das Tischchen, it finishes with chen, so it's the little table. Der Nachbar, it's a male person, the neighbor. Das Brötchen, the bread roll, it has the chen at the end. Die Polizei, it ends with ei. Die Freundin, it's a female person, the friend. Die Zeitung, ung at the end, the newspaper, female. Der Wagen, ending with en, it's male. Das Datum, neutral. Die Information, ending with ion, the information. Die Packung, same as newspaper, ung. The package, or the wrapper, I think we say in English. Die Metzgerei. Die Metzgerei means the butcher shop. Das Dokument, neutral. Der Monitor ends with or. Die Fabrik, it ends with ek. So 99% of those words are not necessary to learn by heart because it has the information I just gave you. So the ending you can learn by heart and then apply it to every word almost. And don't forget, professions and people have always a female and a male version. Die Reporterin, of course, also a male reporter. Der Reporter. Der Freund, the buddy, the friend. Die Nachbarin, the female neighbor. So everything that is person related and has a male and a female gender will also have a grammatically male or female gender. Okay, now it's your turn. Join our quiz. We will post our quiz online on Instagram. Please add us at Los, Learn German, and answer correctly if you can. So no pressure, have fun with it, interact with each other. You can also put your answers here on YouTube, of course. And if you have any questions, any grammar aspects, or feedback, please let us know. I enjoy this very much to interact with you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye!